Hello, my name is Parker. I'm the developer of NovelBase, and I just wanted to go over the core features of NovelBase. So let's start. So when you start NovelBase, you'll be looking at this screen here. This is the menu screen. You can see it says type in the name of your new project. So let's do that. A tale of two cats. Hit enter when you're done, and that will load up the new note submission. So the core um, the core of NovelBase is essentially that some words are special and some words are not special. And the author of the NovelBase project is the one who decides what words are special and what words should be ignored, basically, by the algorithm. So let's make a sentence. Michael runs fast. Okay, so runs is probably not a very special part of your story, nor fast, but Michael is. So I'm going to hit submit. And so you can see it's saved because the thing turned blue to viewing. That's good. If I hit escape or enter, it will be cleared. Okay, so now it's ready for a new note. So that note is submitted, it's in the project. If I hit Control O to go back to the screen, you can see it has one note. If you want to see all your notes, you can hit Control L, and voila, I have one note. Michael runs fast. Okay, now to make Michael special, I will type in Michael, and then I will type in equal sign. You can see Michael has gotten a color and a symbol, or sigil as I like to call it. And if I hit enter, it will submit the note. Good. Okay, it should have linked here, but I guess that's kind of a glitch. So if I hit enter, that will get rid of that. And I'm going to hit Control L to show what we have now. Okay, so we have two sentences. Michael runs fast and Michael. And this sentence only exists to make the text Michael special. So if I come back here and hit enter, you can see that Michael runs fast is right over here, links to this other sentence I have. Now this other sentence isn't like a real sentence. Its purpose, any sentence that has an equal sign, the only purpose of a sentence with an equal sign is to designate something as special. And you'll see why I mean equal sign. Why it's an equal sign. Because right now, equal sign, that's kind of an odd choice. Why would I use equal sign to make something special? And I'll tell you why. So I chose an equal sign as the special character. Well, because it's not used much in English. And second of all, because if I do that and hit enter, I have assigned it to Mike. Okay, so now it has Michael runs fast and Mike equals Michael. Again, so this sentence isn't really part of your story. This is just to designate some text as being special. So that key combination I'm using right now is Control Q. So the key combinations are Control Q, W, E, A, S, and D. So I'm going to hit Control Q to go over here, and it's recursive, so you can keep pressing it if you like. But if there were things up here, so if I hit these, they don't do anything. That's Control WEASD, does nothing by design. Okay, so we've designated some text as special using, and this is called an equivalency or an equivalency rule. So yeah, that's kind of the core of NovelBase. So if I typed in, so that was escape to clear. If I type in Mike likes food, there you go. You can see it links to this anything with Michael. They're essentially the same. So if I use Control Q, W, or E without, when this new note here, when this is green, it won't actually save what I have typed here. So if I do Mike is young, but I didn't hit enter, then if I navigate somewhere else to one of these other ones or hit escape, it won't be saved. So you can see it doesn't show up here. And if I hit Control L to list all, it's not there either. There are a few more. Well, okay, so let's keep going. So let me designate something else. I'll just say Eric. And so that has made an equivalency rule, which has promoted Eric to being special. So now if I said Eric lives with Mike, then that is that kind of binds them together. So if I hit now, if I typed in Mike, you can see right here it links all the Mike rules, and it also links an Eric rule. Or no, this is also a Mike rule. It's both an Eric and a Mike rule. So if I typed in Eric has freckles. I don't know if that's how you spell freckles. Anyway, so that is an Eric only rule. So if I hit enter to submit it, and then I do Control, and then I navigate up here, and you can see, oh no, navigate over here. So this is a Michael only rule. It lists this Eric and Michael rule, and then in very tiny text, which it works better on a higher resolution screen. Maybe I can fix this. This is actually an Eric rule. In 1920 by 1080, it doesn't show up very well, but on a bigger monitor, it does show up. So yeah, so if I want to go over here, I would do there and then there. That was Control E, Control W. So they're kind of directions. Control Q, W, E, ASD they're just kind of directions. Okay, a few more things. So if I hit Control Z, oh nope, didn't hold the control down. Okay, so what I've done is I've hidden the equivalency rules. Obviously, they're still at play. They're still very important. You know, they're working. They're doing their magic here, where they're still active. They're promoting these text things, but they are not visible. They're not visible at all. And you'll see this in the bigger project that this can be very helpful. So that's pretty much it. Obviously, it doesn't just have to be uppercase, and it can be, so if I can make water special. Oh, and so something you notice here is that it wasn't highlighted. It was just because I had a Control Z. So Control Z, again, is the whether or not, that's just kind of a quirk. It doesn't seem like it has an effect, but like, for example, if I go to Eric and I hit Control Z, it kind of, it's kind of a tricky thing, but it essentially hides it, I guess, even when you're on the rule. But now that I made water, I could say Eric drinks water, and maybe water is a very special part of your story. So holy water requires a blessing from the high priest. And there you go. So now it has a link to Eric, which has a link to Mike, which has a link to Mike's special, or Mike notes. Okay, last thing, this worked for multiple things of multiple length. So United States of America equals sign. Oh, let me hit Control Z to get out of that mode. So it's working. So you can see that that's 4 words all combined into one. So if I said Eric and Mike live in the United States of America, you can see it, it links those two. Oh yeah, the important part here being that it has 4 words, and they're all combined. So one last thing, if you're in the middle of typing some kind of long spiel, it can be kind of tiresome to remember and go back and make something if you come up with something on the fly. So if I said Eric works at the local the local water park. Ooh, that's interesting. So picked up on water. But maybe I didn't want that exactly. But maybe I wanted water park to be special and different from water. Then, so obviously one thing I could do is this. I could submit it, and I could say water park, and then equal sign. Water, that was Control Z to enable that again. So I hit water park equal sign, and there you go. So now it's special. And notice here, it doesn't actually, like it's not they're actually not equivalent right now. Now if I wanted to make them equivalent, that wouldn't really make sense, but I could do this. And then they're the same. So now I go back here and so here, so you can see that this is a water only rule right here, and now it links to something that has water park in it. But if I go back here and then I delete the water equivalency, then I wonder what just happened. Okay, well actually one thing I did is I actually demoted water here, which was kind of confusing. But it combined those rules, but splitting apart, it means I actually deleted the underlying water equals sign thing. So I have to redo that. There we go. So this is a water only rule. Oop, what in the world? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, right. So, where was I? So, I was typing something about water parks. And I was saying it's kind of tedious to come over here and type in, to have to remember, maybe this is in the middle of your sentence. I mean, it kind of breaks up your workflow to have to make a special rule. And so, I've come up with something to make that a little easier. So, for example, if I did, maybe Mike works at the local, or as a bank teller. at the local bank. Okay, so maybe I wanted two things. Maybe I want bank to be special, and then I want bank teller to be special. Then, so what I could do is I could hit some enter, get it off my screen, and then I could make one which is bank equals, and then that makes bank special, and then I can make one which is bank teller equals, and that makes bank teller special. But I kind of want to do a shorthand, which is just to, I'm going to put a right bracket here, and then I'm going to put two right brackets here. And what this does is, so this is two right brackets. So what it's going to do is it's going to go over here and go 1, 2, and then it's going to make those two together special. And then over here, there is one right bracket, and it's going to count 1, and then it's going to make that special. Then I could also say, which is closed on July the 4th. And then if I typed in 1, 2, 3, that's actually 3 brackets, so it's going to count 1, 2, and then 3. So it's going to make this all special. And so when I hit enter, it will save the note, and it will also make this special, and then make these 3 special. So to review, I'm going to hit Control L. And the Control Z feature that hides the equivalency rules works here too. So if I hit Control Z, you can see these equal sign rules show up, these equivalency rules show up here. Uh-oh. Looks like my thing froze. Okay, well that pretty much concludes it. I'm going to pick up again with a much larger project to illustrate how it works with very large projects.